This is Wesley, and I would like to welcome you to the Underground Geek Shack. Hey, do you want to know something? Amafute Ji Katamaru, or After the Rain, the Earth Hardens. So, I'm here, back at it again, coming in solo, but I'm here to talk about another book. Last video talked about Arusha and the End of Time, talked about how good that book was. I'm here to talk about another book called Tessa Miyata is No Hero, and it's by Julia Abe. This book is it's a really good book. I'm gonna say this now for anime fans. You're gonna if you ever decide to pick up this book, there are some anime references in there that you are gonna enjoy. When you notice them, you're gonna be like, "Hey, I know that one! Yo, that one I know!" So yeah, that's gonna be good. So with this book, it dives a little bit into Japanese mythology, which something interesting because I like mythology, whether that's Greek, Roman, freaking Hindu mythology that we talked about in the last video, and now with this one. So with this, we meet Tessa Miyata, and she's this little girl. She's in the middle of like a camping trip with her school or summer camp type thing, and there's a moment where she's being followed by this woman in a white yukata and a wolf. And the weird thing is that no one else can see the woman nor the wolf except for Tessa. And this woman is like, "Hey, we've been following you. We need you to listen to us. Please, your time is limited. They're coming for you." And Tessa's like, "Yo, just leave me alone. I want to be a normal person. Just leave." And something happens to the point where they have this thing that's kind of like Facebook or YouTube or something like that, but everybody likes posting to that social media platform. And this kid who is a cousin of one of this former friend of Tessa's is videotaping Tessa while she's talking to the woman and the wolf, but the kid just thinks that Tessa's talking to herself behind a bunch of postcards. And there's a moment where she's like, "Please don't post this, please don't post this, please don't post this." And the wolf charges at the kid. The kid doesn't know what's happening, but the wolf charges at the kid, and all he does, like a gust of wind knocks the kid over, and the kid's phone breaks. And the kid's like, "You broke my phone," and everything. And the next thing you know, the teachers are getting on to Tessa, and then Peyton and Cecilia, who are Tessa's sisters, actually have to come over, and they comfort the kid, and they tell the teacher, "Hey, the kid did something wrong to our sister, we're gonna back her up." And it gets to a point where they literally have to leave their grandmother and go to Japan. And so that's where we run into, they're staying with their grandma and grandpa, which is their Oba-chan and Oji-chan. And so while they're Peyton and Cecilia decide, "Oh, we're gonna go hang out with our friends that we've met a couple, years ago. We're gonna go hang out with our friends. Tessa, you stay with Oba-chan and Oji-chan, and you'll be good. You'll be good." And there's a moment where she meets this kid named Jin Uehara. And so, because apparently Jin needs to learn how to speak, like he needs someone to teach him English. And so he's really good at karate. And so he has like a bunch of karate tournaments and everything. And there's a moment where Jin's father says, "Hey, the Miyatas have a sister, someone around your age. She can probably teach you English." So at this point, we run into Jin. We get and Tessa's like, "I don't really want to teach you English, but I kind of have to at this point." And so it's like a budding friendship between the two at first. Like at first they don't really care too much for each other, and then they get they're walking with this Daruma doll, and because they're walking with Oji-chan, and they have to go to this place, and Oji-chan, like, they're going to like an aerobics class or something, and then apparently Oji-chan ends up getting hurt, and Tessa thinks it's her fault, and so they take Oji-chan back home, and with the Dharma doll, they have to go to this certain workshop place to get it repaired. And when they go down this alleyway, and a bunch of kids come over and try to surround Tessa and Jin. And first it's just Tessa because she has no clue what's going on, and then Jin walks out from like around the corner into the alleyway, and he's like, "Hey, yo, what y'all think you're doing? Y'all better leave. I'll beat you in the next karate tournament. Don't think I won't. And you'll be a laughing stock in school." Like, they leave, and then next thing you know, there's a shadow person that appears, and he's trying to slash at Tessa and Jin. So then Jin has to fight him off, and you see this little kitsune, which is a fox, and so you see this little kitsune his name is Kit, and so like Kit is like, "Hey, go through this door because there's a gateway," and Kit's like, "Yo, hurry up and get through this door if you want to live," and so Tessa and Jin run through the door, and they're now in the realm of the gods. And you're like, what? The realm of the gods? So you see like all this other stuff that's going on. You see Godfire. You see like a freaking dress made out of flames. You're like, what is going on here? And then so that's going on, and then we meet the 7 lucky gods, and little do you know that there's actually like an 8th god that nobody really knows about, and you're just like, what? And yeah, it's cool. And then you get to the dude that attacked Jin and Tessa is Taira Masakado. And so you're like, yo, who the heck is that? But you get a little like relationship thing, like a little friendship going on between Jin and Tessa, and the fact that they literally have to depend on each other while they're in the realm of the gods, and Kit, and because apparently Kit and Tessa are bounded by this string of thin thread, and so they have to sit here and figure out, because they don't want anything to do with each other. So and then it's like a budding relationship, because Kit basically, he has no memory of who he used to be. So he's like, oh, maybe I was a god of scholars. Oh, maybe I was this type of god. And so like he knows about certain things, but not a lot about things. And so like when there's a training like thing that happens, and so Kit's like, hey, yo, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. And when they're training, they only have like a couple hours. Well, it feels like a couple hours, but it's more like days, because there's like a cherry blossom tree, and with like each time the petals fall, and that's like, hey, a day has passed, and and it gets to a point where they gonna go through the trials, they do what they need to do, they get to a point where they actually have to make their own weapons, which is really cool. And like this book, it like I said, it gives me, it's funny to say this, it gives me anime vibes, because like when you're reading it, you feel like you're watching a show while you're reading it, which is something I've never really, I mean, yeah, like when you read it, it's all in your head, but like when you're reading it, and then you're just like, I was literally on the edge of my seat trying to like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? And I like this. So I like the way how Julia Abe sits here, and you know what's going on in the real world, and then in the realm of the gods, you're able to tell the difference between what's going on in the god world, or in the world when they're training, between that and what's going on in the real world, where Taira Masakado is still wreaking havoc, and nobody knows what's going on. They think it's like a natural disaster type thing. And you're like, yo, how are we gonna do this? So it's interesting to see how Jin, Tessa, and Kit are all able to overcome these trials and tribulations that have now been put in front of them. I cannot wait to see where Tessa and Jin go from this story. So I look forward to seeing it in the future. So Julia Abe, props to you. You did a really good job on this, and I can't wait to see where you take these characters next. So, guys, that's going to be it from me. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you've read Tessa Miyata Is No Hero. What is your favorite part about the book?